Holy crap. So I just had to re-record this intro because I recorded it before the trailer actually came out, and now the trailer's out, and oh my god, it is so much more than I thought. So Call of Duty Next is going on right now. There's a ton of people streaming it. I wasn't able to get to the event. I just have some stuff going on at home, but I'm going to be able to get out a ton of videos for you guys. Starting off with multiplayer and Warzone 2 gameplay, because in the trailer, they showed both. On top of that, there was announcements from Pat Kelly that we're going to cover at the end of the video, like things like DMZ and proximity chat and things like that. We're going to cover everything in this video, but we have to start out where it all begins, with the gameplay, with the trailer. I'm not allowed to actually show the audio for the trailer, so I'll have it linked down in the description, but I'm going to go break this thing down. It's going to happen fast. There's a lot to look at here. We're going to have to slow it down at points. But without further ado, finally I can say this. This is Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer gameplay and Warzone 2 gameplay as well. So things are going to happen fast here. The trailer starts out with characters dropping in, a finishing move, someone shooting out the side of a vehicle, and a boat driving. Once the multiplayer reveal begins, we see an infill sequence with a couple of different characters, some of which we've seen before, and then we get an overview for a couple of different and new maps. We don't see what the actual maps themselves look like, but we can see the aesthetics of them, and I must say they look pretty cool. We then have some characters shooting here with a little drone flying over top. That is actually a view of Ground War, and I believe also on top of that Warzone 2 as well, as we're going to see later in the trailer. We then see some swimming, which is of course new in this game for Modern Warfare, and Ghost pop his head out of the water. The swimming mechanics look awesome, and then we get to see some gunplay. Finishing move right after that looks pretty sweet, just like we saw in Modern Warfare 2019. We definitely see a wide variety of weapons, but then we see something really interesting. A quick weapon switch where the character is using a sniper rifle, but quickly pulls out a pistol. I'm going to play that one a couple of times for you, because really that's not something we've seen before, where you keep your main weapon out and get to fire a sidearm. That's definitely a new ability. I don't know if it's a perk or what it is. Getting back to the trailer, we see our first kill streak, which appears to be the Juggernaut, which will once again be returning. You can use the minigun, and you have a whole bunch of armor. This next map that you're seeing here is Museum. This was the one that was teased the other day. We also get to see some more character models, followed up by the heartbeat sensor, which is returning, but also the drill charge, which is essentially a grenade that you can throw at any wall, and it will shoot a grenade through the wall, clearing out that room, which is pretty cool. Now, this is then followed up by the throwing knife, which appears to be returning. There should be no surprise there. And then we get to see our hostage rescue new game mode, which kind of works like search and destroy. One life, you can revive teammates, you got to save the hostages, followed up by some sniper gameplay on another new map. And then we also get to see the camera that you can throw on the wall, kind of tag enemies with, and the revolver. Now, one thing you may have missed there, and this is actually taken from another trailer, is the new movement mechanics. First of all, you have ledge hanging. That's kind of what we saw there with the revolver over the edge. You can hold on and shoot up over the edge. But on top of that, there's some other things, including dolphin diving. Sliding is back, but slide canceling isn't returning, at least in the current build of the game. Now, going back to the trailer, we have one of the coolest things in the game. They simply designed this after Sicario. It's very clear, but you're at the border between Mexico and the United States, and this is a map, which is really cool, but it also appears as though there's a mode where you have to stop people from crossing the border, things along those lines, and this map just looks awesome. After this, we get to see that the Joker is back in the game, along with the AC-130, which it looks like when you get shot down, there's a really cool cinematic that happens right after. But then things got wild, because we got some Warzone 2 gameplay. We see the infill sequence with characters jumping in from the sky. It looks absolutely amazing. We get a brief overview of the new map, but then we get some vehicle play. We can see Ghost climbing out on top of the vehicle, throwing a shock charge at a vehicle, disabling it. Then he flies a drone up into the air to then take down a helicopter. All of this is new gameplay within the game. We have some boats, which we have not seen before within Warzone. You can see shooting in the boats. You can see the proximity mine blowing up in the water. Then they dive into Gunsmith 2.0, which I definitely went over more so yesterday. Then we also see the third person mode, which we're going to dive into in a second. And of course, some of this is, I believe, taken from DMZ as well, but there is a lot within this trailer to take away. But then as the trailer ends, I am in awe, because there was just so much within this trailer compared to other games. I think it's one of the best Call of Duty trailers we've ever had. But wait, there's more, because they put out more trailers after this. So in this next trailer, we see a new piece of equipment, the portable decoy. A character pops up and kind of tricks other characters. We see the MK2 returning from Modern Warfare 2019. Also, the new piece of equipment called the DDoS attack, which basically disables everyone's electronics in front of them. For example, what they're showing there. So as we move through this map that we haven't seen before, the next thing that we see is a pretty cool reload animation for this weapon here. But then once again, another piece of equipment, which is called the tactical camera. You can put this on the wall, it can tag enemies, and if your whole team's using these, you can actually switch through the various cameras to look around, and as you can see, that is what your view looks like there. So that is pretty much from that trailer. The next one that we got was once again an overview of that Sicaria mission that we talked about before, but more so showing off third-person gameplay. Yes, for the first time, I believe since the original Modern Warfare 2, third-person over-the-shoulder combat is coming back to Call of Duty, which is absolutely insane. Personally, it's not my cup of tea, but as you can see, when he aimed down sights there, it jumped to first person, and then you go over your shoulder once again as you're running around the map. I don't know if there's plans for implementation in this with Warzone or with DMZ. I don't exactly know how that will work, but what I can tell you is it's in the game, and it's the first time seeing this in a really long time. But speaking of Warzone, the other thing that Pat Kelly confirmed is that proximity chat is coming to the game. So obviously this will be very big within Warzone 2. We already saw some of Warzone 2 earlier. We're going to see more later today, and I'll keep you filled in on that in another video coming later today. But proximity chat is there, but it's not just there. It is also probably in DMZ, which he very briefly went over. As far as DMZ goes, he said that there is going to be players in the game and AI, and we know that this is going to be kind of Escape from Tarkov-esque, where you go in, you get loot, you try to extract, things along those lines. As of right now, we haven't seen any gameplay or more details, and if we get that, of course, I will make a separate video on that as well. Now, aside from DMZ and Warzone, there is also Ground War, and they did show us a little bit of images from the 32v32 map called Seraph Bay. I actually did get to play on this map when I played back in June, and it's your typical Ground War map, lots of buildings, but not as much verticality as we saw in some of the Verdansk maps, so it'll definitely play different, but it's more larger scale, and also probably gives you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from Warzone 2 as well. So if you're like me, you're probably overwhelmed by pretty much everything we have seen right now. Of course, another big thing that we have to do is go over all of Warzone 2's things as well. That'll probably be my next video on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. And then as we go through the weekend, I will dive deeper and deeper into things like perks, because there is a brand new perk system, kill streaks, weapon attachments, everything like that. So make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. This has been our first look at multiplayer gameplay for Modern Warfare 2 and a little bit of a look at Warzone 2 as well. So if you enjoyed the video, it is always appreciated if you hit that like button. We're going to be going deeper and deeper into this over the weekend. We have a lot more to talk about, a lot more to dive into, but I can't wait to show all of it to you. So let me know what you think of the trailer, everything that you've seen so far down in the comments. Let me know if you're as hyped as me. Hit that like button, subscribe, all of that jazz. I'm fired up. I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I want